Well, welcome back to Exhaust Sports Auto. My name is Kevin. Here in this video, I'm just going to be giving my thoughts on this rather large leak that honestly, this video was kind of overdue. I mean, these leaks kind of came out like last month, but I never really got a chance to talk about it till now because, we're all kind of quarantined, right? But anyway, these so-called leaks, I'm sure it was done on purpose. People have been, Toyota Lexus fans, I guess. They've been kind of wondering and questioning about this for some time now. Like, when is Lexus going to change? Well, these changes are kind of overdue. However, I'm not a huge fan of some of it, to be honest. There's a lot of this hybrid electric vehicle trend thing going on, and let's be honest, most every car is going to be going to that. There is no doubt about it. I feel like Porsche has definitely kind of proven that a good electric vehicle can exist. More and more of these naturally aspirated engines are going away. Like this hybrid trend, this electric car trend, it's not going to take over like right now. But what it's doing is it's kind of making like these emissions things get unnecessarily more and more intrusive, I guess, on regular cars. And to the point where the engines that we love is not going to really exist anymore. In most of these Toyota updates, what I'm pretty much seeing is that the V6 and the V8, the naturally aspirated ones that we love, that's pretty much going to go away. The things that made Toyota Lexus great is pretty much going to be dying off. I mean, that was the whole reason why many people chose to buy like a Lexus over some of the other manufacturers, like the Euro ones in particular. We bought them because we can buy these used, we can buy them new, we can keep it. It's going to have a good resale value. It's not going to be, too problematic. But right now what we're seeing is, more of the V6s are going to be going to a 4-cylinder turbo. The V8s are pretty much going to be replaced with a turbocharged or twin turbocharged V6. And, we see this with a lot of car companies, but now Toyota and Lexus are seemingly going to be adopting this as well. They were saying that only vehicles that are going to be costing 90 grand or more are going to be getting the V8. Like they will be working on a twin turbo V8, but for like the LCF, right? And sure, that's cool, but let's be honest, none of us can really afford that. So, things like the RCF, the GSF, I mean, GS is dead, and it's pretty much going to be overtaken by like a, like a kind of this the Mirai kind of that concept, which was based off of the LS. It was that Toyota hydrogen thing, but they're pretty much going to morph that into like a new like mid-size luxury car that's going to be essentially replacing the GS, but whatever. Yeah, the V8 is pretty much going to be gone. You're not going to get that in the GX, the LX, any of those vehicles. What they said about the LX and kind of like those body on frame vehicles, they are all going to share like the same platform, like the Tacomas, the Tundras, GX, LX, all that is going to be based off of like the TNGA F platform. The Tundra, a truck that hasn't really been updated in like, I don't know, 20 years, I guess. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty much going to be ditching the V8, the 4.6 to 5.7, all the i4 stuff that's gone. It's going to be getting the twin turbo V6 with a hybrid. Assuming it's going to be like the LS 500s hybrid setup, the one that I tested actually. And if you watch that LS 500H review, many of you have been asking for that review. I did it, nobody watched it, but go back and watch it. And in almost all of these hybrid Lexus reviews I did, the NX 300H, the LS 500H, I've always said that go with the regular gasoline powered version of those vehicles. Do not get the hybrid because it adds all the complications, all the weight, and it just does not feel natural as much to drive. The gasoline powered vehicles are actually faster, they're quicker, they're lighter, they're going to handle better, and also it's going to be cheaper to buy, obviously. But you would think the hybrids typically offer like amazing fuel economy. If you're a rough driver, you're really not going to see a lot of those benefits essentially from the hybrid. Like when I had the LS 500H, I emptied that tank within 1 week, and I don't drive a lot, but I do drive hard, and I was getting like 20 mpg, which is, to be honest, unacceptable for a hybrid. And it cost me 43 bucks to fill up after a whole week of driving. And I've had gasoline vehicles I drive for a week and I fill up and it costs less money than that. So The hybrid savings, I'm just not seeing it. And also the complications, the drive, it's just not there. And that's kind of where I'm disappointed with this. They're pretty much probably going to be getting rid of that amazing 3.5 liter V6. It wasn't amazing to begin with, but I'm just saying though, like having a V6 is always going to be better than having some 4-cylinder turbo. I would much rather have that NA V6, and that thing was tried and true. It was reliable, and they're pretty much going to be getting rid of it. So that's just unfortunate. I feel like that's the main reason why many people clamored over to Lexus. They were just going insane over it in the used car segment. You guys love to see my used Lexus reviews and stuff like that, and primarily it's because they're reliable, and the drivetrain was a big part of it. This new stuff, it's going to be more so unproven. Don't get me wrong, I still feel like it's going to be quality. They're not going, they're properly going to be testing the stuff out. That's probably why it took them so long to even come out with this stuff in the first place. But, also some things, you're really going to despise this. I mean, the Lexus IS, yeah, all these cars are going to be redone and refreshed, but the Lexus IS is actually going to be using the BMW powertrains like we saw with the Supra, that inline six, the 4-cylinder turbo. That's kind of the motors that the new IS is going to be rocking. And obviously we saw the backlash from the Supra. I mean, nobody really cared for it because nobody wants to buy a Toyota with BMW reliability. It doesn't matter how far BMW's come, their past still plagues them in terms of their reliability. I mean, I had the 440i with the inline six. I love the motor. The performance is tremendous, don't get me wrong, but people are just not sold on BMW reliability. And so I don't know how this stuff is actually going to affect Toyota Lexus resale value, honestly, or just demand in general for these cars, because this is just a complete 180 from what they were doing before. Like, they're kind of getting rid of their tried and true stuff here, but everything is being refreshed and redone, kind of like what you requested of them. But some of the changes under the hood is not going to be the best. I get that Lexus and Toyota hybrids are superior. If I'm gonna have a hybrid, I would rather it be from Toyota or Lexus. But I'm just saying though, I just really enjoyed their 4.6 liter V8s, their 5 liter V8s, their 3.5 liter V6s. Those were just gems, and I really appreciated wringing those motors out. It was just a lot of fun to drive those cars, and I just don't feel like that's going to be here anymore. But everything's gonna be redone. I'll mention this about the LX, that Lexus LX, which was essentially just like a rebadged Land Cruiser. It's going to be redone, but they're saying that their entire interior, everything, it's going to be completely different. It's going to be rivaling like a Bentley and all this. And that's really cool to hear. But again, though, I just don't know about those motors, right? And the other thing that Toyota specifically is doing is they're going to be pretty much creating a lot of these little tiny little SUV things. Like, they're going to be making like this Corolla Cross thing, which is like a really tiny little SUV. The UX was already like that Corolla based tiny SUV. Now they're making even smaller ones. I don't quite understand it. They're going to bring back the Venza. They're going to make that a small little mid-size crossover thing, kind of like the Santa Fe, I suppose, like a 3-row SUV, but it's like a 2-row. It's like insane. Like, a lot of these soulless vehicles created just to move units and move sales, are they going to be fine, comfortable cars? Sure, but I'm just saying, out of all the vehicles, I guess the most exciting thing was kind of that LCF with the twin turbo V8. But honestly, I just want the regular LC500 with that naturally aspirated V8. You know what I'm saying? The GT86, that Toyota sports car, that's going to be redone. It's going to actually come with the Turbo 4. Many of you have actually been asking them to redo that with the Turbo 4. It's going to have like, what, 255 horses. I wonder if it's just going to use like the BMW Turbo 4-cylinder. Who knows? But you asked for it, and I guess that's going to be like the one car that people might actually like to own, is that new second generation of the 86. And most of these vehicles, they're going to be due for different time frames. I mean, certain things are going to be coming first. That little Corolla Cross thing is going to be coming in 2021. Let me see here. I think the NX, I believe, is the next like Lexus vehicle to kind of come out first, I believe, with the new interior designs and all that stuff that people want to see, I suppose. New cockpit, new infotainment they're going to be coming out with the new infotainment, and many people have been despising the current Lexus infotainment. So they're coming out with some 14-inch thing with like a touchscreen. Cool, I guess. And other things are coming at random times, like 2022, 2023, 2024, Camry, Avalon, stuff like that. That's going to be redone. So random things at random times. They're going to be building a new plant as well in conjunction with Mazda. So there's that, I suppose. But as a whole, though, I'm sure you've seen all the leaks. If you like to slather yourself in honey and just kind of drool over Lexus and Toyota, I'm sure you've seen all these new little updates and leaks. I mean, let me know down in the comment section, like, what you think about the new trend. Do you think it's a positive one? Do you think that it's about time? Do you approve of all these 4-cylinder turbos, the twin turbo 6s, and even using some of the BMW engines and stuff like that? Do you approve of this? How do you think it's going to affect their sales, their resale value for the people who actually did buy them? What do you think it's going to look like for them? Let me know down there. And thank you again for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.